Hi guys, my name is Paul and today I'm gonna show you how I am making a sourdough bread from scratch. Basically all you're gonna need is 3 ingredients. It's water, flour and salt. I'm using 2 types of flour. I'm using a white bread flour and I'm also using a rye bread flour. The hydration is about 70%. From the kitchen tools you're gonna need a scale and you're gonna need a mixing bowl or a large pot that can work as well. So let's get started guys. In a big mixing bowl you want to combine 360 grams of water with 100 grams of a starter that we feed yesterday, so right now it's nice and hungry and ready to be used. You want to mix it until it's gonna combine completely. Next you want to add 400 grams of white bread flour and 65 grams of rye flour. Now you just want to mix all the flour with the liquid so there will be no dry flour left in the mixing bowl. Your hands are the best tool for this dough because you can feel when the flour is really incorporated. It should take you about 3 to 5 minutes of mixing to end up with the dough that looks like this. The dough is nicely incorporated, it is not sticky at all, and now we are going to cover it and let it rest for about 15 minutes. 15 minutes is over. Right now we're gonna mix 10 grams of salt with 20 grams of water. You just want to create this shape with your hand. Basically you're just going to press the dough against the wall of the mixing bowl so we can incorporate the salt with the dough. Make sure you mix it completely so the salt will dissolve evenly. The dough is nice and smooth, we clean on the sides. The dough is not sticky at all. That's a great sign. Right now we're just gonna cover it, let it rest for about 10 minutes. 10 minutes is done, the dough is nice and relaxed and it's ready for the next step, that is kneading. You want to make your hands wet so the dough will not stick to them, and you want to carefully grab the dough from the bottom, remove it out from the mixing bowl and place it on your counter. So we can start kneading. It is super simple, you just want to stretch the dough with your hand and then pull it back. Turn about 90 degrees and you want to continue with this process for about 5 to 8 minutes. To see if your dough is ready, you just want to simply stretch the dough with your fingers and it should be elastic enough so it will not break apart when stretched. The main purpose of kneading is to work flour and water together, creating gluten strand that forms a network, giving the dough elasticity and strength. Kneading also helps incorporate air into the dough, which is then trapped by the gluten network during fermentation, contributing to the rise of the bread. The dough is nice and shiny on the top, and we just simply want to close the bottom of it, so with your hands you want to push the dough towards you so you can slowly close the bottom of it. Now just simply grab the mixing bowl and place the dough inside. Cover it and let it rest for 10 minutes. 10 minutes is done, now we are going to start the folding method. You want to make your hands wet so the dough will not stick to them. It is super simple, you want to grab a side of the dough and stretch it and fold it back on itself. Turn the bowl about 45 degrees, repeat the process until you're gonna stretch and fold the dough from all 4 sides. When you are done, just simply cover it and let it rest for 30 minutes. We are going to fold it 3 times every 30 minutes. So fold it, let it rest for 30 minutes, then we're gonna repeat the process again and one more time. 30 minutes is done, now we're gonna start second folding. So we're gonna fold the dough again from all 4 sides and then cover it and let it rest for 30 minutes. Here we go for the one last time. You already know what's gonna happen. We're gonna fold it from all 4 sides and we are going to let it rest for another 30 minutes. After this process, the dough will be even more elastic and smooth. Congratulations, you just finished folding. So right now the dough has a beautiful structure. It's gonna be nice and strong. We need to let it rest again for 1.5 hours. So cover it, let it rest for 1.5 hours. See you soon. 1.5 hours passed away and right now we're gonna do the last step, and that's the shaping. The dough looks amazing, it rises almost double, that's a great sign. Now we are going to shape the dough. Simply remove it from the mixing bowl, place it on your counter. Don't forget that this is the side that should be always facing up, and this is the side that should be always facing down. Please don't mix it. With a scraper, you're just gonna simply push the dough towards you, then turn it for 90 degrees and repeat this process until you're gonna shape a very tight ball. And you wanna close the bottom of it. Cover it and let it rest for another 15 minutes before we're gonna put it to the banneton. Right now we're gonna dust the banneton with the rice flour. So you wanna take one of these, with or without the cloth, it's up to you. But use a rice flour. I didn't, and the dough stick so bad the whole process was just ruined. So use a rice flour. You're just gonna put a little bit of the flour. Okay, that should be enough. Almost there. Last step. You wanna dust the top. Now we're gonna flip it over using the scraper. You just wanna go under. Then flip. Now we are going to shape the dough. I usually start from the top and I fold it all the way down to the bottom. Then I grab the bottom part and I fold it over the top. Turn it for 90 degrees, gently press the dough down, and now we are going to roll the dough towards you. Be careful, you don't want to press the dough too much. Remove the excess flour. And now simply with your hands you want to close the bottom of the bread. You're gonna take it, put it upside down, inside, and you just want to close all the small holes you make. 1, 2, yep. From here it's gonna go straight to the fridge. Right now it's 8 p.m. We're gonna make it tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So that means it's gonna be 11 hours fermentation in the fridge. It's gonna slowly ferment and slowly rise in the fridge. It's gonna build a lot of flavor, and we're gonna see tomorrow how it's gonna end up. See you tomorrow. Good morning everybody. So the final day is here. Right now we're gonna bake the bread. First we're gonna bake it in a Dutch oven. First baking is gonna be the closed lid and water inside to create steam. That's gonna be for 480 degrees, 20 minutes, and then we're gonna open the lid for another 15 minutes, but we're gonna lower the temperature on 440. We're gonna need a parchment paper, and now we're gonna check if it works out or not. I haven't checked the bread yet. Looks good. Now we're gonna place it over here carefully. You can remove this extra flour. Basically for scoring you can use one of these or just get a very sharp knife, it's gonna work as well. Yeah, you don't need this stuff. And now it's gonna go straight to the oven. I would recommend to use one of these because usually the oven, even it says it's 500 degrees, the real temperature inside is like 450 or 460. So just get one of these and your baking will be much easier and much better, trust me. Once again, we preheated the oven for 480 degrees Fahrenheit or 250 degrees Celsius for about 30 minutes with the Dutch oven inside, so it has the same temperature as the oven. Now we are going to place the bread inside and we will add a little bit of water on the side to create a steam that helps the bread to rise. Now simply close the lid, close the oven and wait for 30 minutes until the first baking is gonna be done. Then open the lid of the Dutch oven, be careful so the steam not gonna burn your hand. Lower the temperature for 440 degrees Fahrenheit or 220 degrees Celsius and bake the bread for another 15 minutes. If you're gonna follow the recipe, this is what you're gonna end up with. Bam. The smell, it's gorgeous. And you're gonna end up with something like this. It's beautiful. I love it. So there you go. That was my recipe for sourdough bread. I hope you like it. I hope you learned something. If you have any suggestions, what I can improve or make different, let me know down in the comment. But for now, if you're gonna follow the same recipe with the same instructions, that's what you're gonna end up with. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like in the comment and see you in the next one.